and welcome to Cruise 118. I'm John Cooper.
And I'm Karen Worrell. Yoranna Imaeva, which means hello and welcome.
Well, today we're taking you to one of the most beautiful remote areas of the world.
Yes, we're taking you to one of the most wished for and aspirational cruise itineraries in the world, Polynesia. I worked on cruise ships for 15 years and I'm so happy I got to spend 4 seasons in Polynesia, sailing there many times all over the area. I love all cruise itineraries for different reasons, but I have to say that my absolute favourite cruise destination in the world is Polynesia. It has the biggest part of my heart.
Well, we have 3 fantastic cruise deals for you today as well, with cruises from 3 cruise lines that are fantastic for sailing to Polynesia. We'll have great offers from Princess Cruises, Celebrity Cruises and Holland America Lines as well.
And I'll show you some of the highlights of what to do, see and eat in the idyllic French Polynesian ports of Bora Bora, Moorea, Tahiti, Rangiroa, Raiatea, Huahine and Noumea, the tropical Fijian ports of Lautoka and Suva, and the remote Vanuatu ports of Villa, Champagne Bay and Mystery Island. Now the word Polynesia means many islands, poly, many, nesia, islands, and there are many incredible islands to see. So I'm going to give you some info on as many of these stunning islands as we can fit in, so that you know that there are so many islands to see, and they're all very welcoming, friendly, stunning paradise islands, but they also all have different characters, histories, and things to see. It's not just the beautiful beaches. Now an easy way to recognize the area of Polynesia is to say that it encompasses all the islands within the so-called Polynesian triangle that goes from Hawaii to Rapa Nui, which is Easter Island, and New Zealand. So that's a very big area and a lot of islands. So we'll look at the islands that most cruise ships go to. Now this image sums up Polynesia for me. It is a photo of the island of Bora Bora taken from a small plane, taken by famous Polynesian photographer, my good friend Danny Hazema. So if you'd like to see more of his work on the area and of the landscape of Polynesia, the people and nature, you can check him out at dannyhazema.com, or you can check him out on Instagram as well. Now, where are these islands? Well, let's take a look. So Tahiti is the main island of French Polynesia. It lies 3,000 miles from its nearest mainland neighbour. The islands are full of ancient traditions which are part of modern life, like tribal tattoos that honour your family, community and history. Now, these tattoos became popular in Western countries and the US, as well as the rest of the culture, and this became known as tiki culture. Now, the islands are the very definition of lush tropical islands with long powder sandy beaches, rainforests and mountains, and clear, warm turquoise water. The skylines of islands, including Moorea and Bora Bora, have inspired movies like South Pacific and used in King Kong to embody remote paradise. And the beautiful overwater bungalows are peppered around the islands, where you can go for a dip right off of them and sit on the balcony sipping a Mai Tai. Now Moorea is a popular cruise port which is close to Tahiti, also in the Society Islands. It is very green with rainforests and is home to the famous Pineapple Road, where you can get the best pineapples.
Well, that looks absolutely gorgeous, Karen.
Yes, it does, doesn't it? So let's take a closer look at the area. Now, let's go to French Polynesia and Tahiti. This is truly a special part of the world. Set sail on a wondrous journey that immerses you into the islands. Sail to incredible Polynesian ports, including Moorea, Rangiroa, Raiatea and Huahine. Now you can see the islands are absolutely gorgeous there. The nature is just amazing. Now you can stay longer to immerse yourself there. You have overnight sailings and overnight stays in Tahiti, which is beautiful, and Bora Bora, which is gorgeous. And allow Polynesia to welcome you into the island spirit and admire the island culture and traditions. Enjoy sparkling lagoons like nowhere else on earth and pristine beaches that feel like the very essence of paradise. Indulge in local treasures, including Tahitian vanilla and Tahitian black pearls. If you have time, explore more with longer voyages ranging from 19 to 35 days, which is definitely worth it if you have the time. You can discover paradise in French Polynesia and Tahiti. Now, I have a tip for you, of course. Nowhere in the world is like Polynesia. Rangiroa is a tiny island which is amazing to get under the water in. You can take a trip out with a ship tour or a local operator to L'Aquarium, which means the aquarium, and it's called that. It's a snorkeling area. It's named the aquarium because it's so clear and has so many different types of brightly coloured tropical fish that it feels like being in an aquarium. It's fantastic. Now, Rangiroa is the only place on earth that makes coral wine. The grapes are grown in a specially tended farm on coral, and the flavour is unique and fresh, verdant with a little bit of tanginess. Now, you can buy the wine at a local small supermarket to take it home, or you could try a glass first in the little adorable Les Relais de Josephine, which is a small family-run boutique hotel with a restaurant on the waterfront, about 15 minutes walk from the tender drop-off point. Dolphins regularly swim past the passage here, and there are plastic throne-style armchairs to sit on and enjoy the view with your wine. Now, Raiatea in the Society Islands has a lot of significance in Polynesian history and traditions. Here, I would recommend taking a tour to visit the ancient site of Tapu Tapu Tea, which means sacrifices by fire. It has one of the most important marae, which is a temple used for worship, sacrifice, or formal receptions, dedicated to the Supreme Creator and then the God of life and death. Now, human sacrifices used to take place at this site, but this hasn't happened for more than 100 years, so you're safe. And this site is still sacred to Polynesians, and everyone takes a pilgrimage here at least once in their lifetime. You can feel the mana, the power, at every marae. Huahine is a remote and lesser known island in the Society Islands, and it being lesser known actually means it's wilder and life there is more remote, which I think is its charm. Now, Whare Village is the only town, and there are buses that take you there from where your ship drops you off. Here I would recommend taking a tour to see the ancient sites, to see the marae, the landscapes of the island, and learn more about the culture and the traditional ways of life that still go on today.
Well, that was beautiful. Do you know what? I just love all those places. It looks so good, doesn't it?
Thank you.
It really does. Well, I'll tell you what, should we have our first deal?
Sounds good, John.
I think it'd be rude not to, wouldn't it? Well, our first cruise is with Princess Cruises on the Majestic Princess on a round trip from Sydney in Australia to the Polynesian Islands in New Caledonian, Vanuatu, Fiji for 30 nights on the 7th of November 2023. Let's have a look at the ship, shall we? Well, the Majestic Princess first sailed in 2017. She has a guest capacity of 3,560 with 19 decks. Come and explore, indulge, relax, and just get all into it and get entertained. There's really something for everyone. The world-class dining includes local and regionally inspired foods with more than 25 restaurants and bars to choose from cocktails by the master mixologists Rob Floyd and the wine list from master sommelier Doug Frost. Enjoy a taste of France in the Bistro sous les mers and a 3-star Michelin chef Emmanuel Rousson. And do you know what? It also offers Chinese culinary classics as well. While the Princess Cruise Crown Grill has premium steaks, you're going to love it. And the seafood options, Vines Wines Bar has more than the best wine at sea. And you can dine with exclusive chef at the chef's table and Lumiere. And also perfect for you celebrating a special occasion on board, like an anniversary or a birthday. The main dining room is open for breakfast, lunch and dinner with a change of menu every day with international dishes plus everyday classics. They're always available, so you're always going to have a fantastic meal.
Well, that ship looks wonderful.
It does, doesn't it? Well, it doesn't only look wonderful, it is wonderful.
True. Okay, let's take a look at the itinerary. Now, going on this cruise will fly you out of the UK, out to Sydney in New South Wales in Australia. Now, here you can spend time visiting the Sydney Opera House, go to the market at the Rocks, or check out the Botanic Gardens. And after 2 sea days, we arrive in Kuto Bay in the Isle de Pang in New Caledonia, a relaxing remote island where you can snorkel in the clear water by the Sacred Island that you can see there, or just relax on the beach. Then we're in Noumea in New Caledonia, where you can wander around town or go to the morning markets or visit the world-class aquarium. Then we have Mystery Island in Vanuatu, where you can meet the locals, enjoy the beach and water, or hike the island. And after a sea day, then we're going to head over to Fiji, to Lautoka, and here you can go out to see the natural mud baths, which is a really great place to visit. And then after that, we continue in Fiji with Suva, where you can head out to the rainforest to explore, or you can try some local food in town, if you like, and Fijian food is excellent. And then our third Fiji port is in Dravuni Island, which is a paradise beach island with friendly locals. And after that, you relax on board for 3 days before arriving back in Sydney, New South Wales in Australia again.
Okay then, so I'll tell you what, without further ado, shall we have a look at the details on this so we can get you involved in this? We've included so much in this. There's your flights and also, some stay in Sydney. If you want to stay longer in Sydney, by the way, give us a call. The number's on the bottom of the screen there, 0808 2585 118. And of course, don't forget there's the QR code there. Just scan that with your phone or of course your tablet, and that gives you all the details you need. So that little QR code there in the bottom right hand corner, just give it a scan right now and you get yourself involved. And remember, if you've got any questions, you want to extend it or you want to go maybe on a different date, give us a call, 0808 2585 118. Our cruise experts are here to help you, and they really do know what they're talking about, and we want to make you have the holiday of a lifetime.
Well, the islands of Polynesia are famous for their gorgeous landscapes, beaches and warm welcome. And they're also famous for the delicious food, the fresh local produce with foods that are specialty there. So let's take a look at some of those. Now, at a juicery in Moorea, they make the most out of one of the area's most loved treasures, pineapple. They make delicious local juices from it, as well as making jams and distilling liqueurs, such as pineapple, grapefruit and spicy ginger. Pineapple is grown on all the islands, and Pineapple Road in Moorea is one of the best places to harvest it. Now, next up, one of the local things that you should definitely try when you're there, if you can, is Polynesian vanilla. It is dubbed as the best vanilla in the world by many people. It is grown on in the mountains on the islands, including in Moorea. Now, some ship or local tours include a trip to a vanilla farm, and choose one of these if you can. The flowers aren't actually native to Polynesia and they're from Mexico. So they don't self-pollinate naturally and they need to be pollinated by hand, which is why it takes so long. And the smell is incredible. It's just amazing. Now, breadfruit is another local ingredient that you will see in many places all around the islands. Now, breadfruit is prepared in the traditional way. It's taken right off the tree, as you see here, and it's often cooked in a fire on a beach with an open flame, just like this. Now, the breadfruit is roasted over the smoky fire, and then it's served inside a coconut, and it's ono, which means delicious. Now, Suva is a great bustling city, and when you go out to Villa, I'd say my top tip is go to the turtle sanctuary, where you can see the hawksbill endangered turtles, and watch out for spinner dolphins when you're heading out there. Now, Mystery Island is wonderful as well. It's where Queen Elizabeth II went in 1974, and the paparazzi couldn't find her, and so it was called Mystery Island. It was a mystery where she was. And look out for the pigs there, they're very cute. Now, when you go to Noumea in New Caledonia, you can head on out on the hop-on, hop-off local bus if you're not on a tour, and that takes you to Ansivata Beach, the Cultural Museum, the aquarium, all sorts of great things around the island as well. And in Lautoka in Fiji, head out to the Garden of the Sleeping Giant. And in Suva, Koloisova Rainforest is a wonderful place where you can go and walk through the rainforest and even jump in the water as well. It's lots of fun.
Well, it sounds like a great deal of fun. So I'll tell you what, shall we have a look at our next deal? We're going with Holland America's Noordam, sailing on a mega 34 nights from San Diego in the USA to Brisbane, Australia on the 8th of October 2023. Taking in a ton of Polynesian ports in Hawaii, the beautiful islands in the French Polynesia, the Cook Islands and Tonga.
Yep, and the Noordam was the first HAL ship I worked on back in 2012. Beautiful ship.
Should we have a little look on board? Well, Holland America Lines specialise in mid-size ships. Now, there's space for everyone, so you can never feel crowded with a high crew to guest ratio as well, meaning the attentive crew are always looking after you. The ships include the Noordam, have many great details that make it feel luxurious, and like also museum quality art collections, also the fresh floral arrangements all over the ship as well. The ships are large enough to have a full range of amenities with food, entertainment and spa options, but small enough to have all the elegant atmosphere, and fewer guests and larger spaces means there's always a feeling of space, and the larger staterooms and suites add to this feeling. and they're just wonderful to relax in after a day of adventures. Most have ocean views, windows or balconies, and feature the ultra comfort signature Marine Dream beds with the comfortable Egyptian cotton towels and robes as well. It's all there for you. Do you know what? It's wonderful. It really is. I'll tell you what, should we have a look at where we're going to go on this itinerary?
Absolutely, John. Now, this is a mega Polynesian itinerary, and if you have the time, take this cruise. Do it. I've been on this trip 4 times, going one or the other direction, and I absolutely loved it. So let's take a look at the ports. Now, we'll fly you from the UK all the way out to join your ship in San Diego in California, in the USA, where you can enjoy the San Diego Zoo or museums and gardens in Balboa Park. Now you'll have 5 sea days, and then you'll end up in Hilo in Hawaii, where you can visit the volcanoes, and it's a beautiful part of Hawaii here. I absolutely love Hilo. And then we go to Lailua Kona in Hawaii, home to the famous Kona coffee. So definitely grab some of that while you're there if you're a coffee fan like I am. And then after 2 days, you stop in the remote Christmas Islands, where you can enjoy the beach and their friendly welcome. It is a really, really cool place to visit. Now, after 2 more sea days, you go to the incredible Bora Bora in French Polynesia, and you stay there overnight. So you have 2 days in absolute paradise to enjoy the sea, beach, food and drinks and people. And then you head off to Papeete in Tahiti, where you can enjoy the local marché, the market, head out into the countryside to see the stunning waterfalls and marae. Then we go to Moorea in French Polynesia for trips into the jungle or boat trips out to Tiny Motu, which are tiny little islands. And then we go back to Papeete in Tahiti for more exploring and maybe some local food at the roulottes, the food trucks. Then we'll have another day at sea, and then after that we go to Rarotonga in the Cook Islands to visit ancient sites in the hills or take a boat trip out to the remote Motus. And then we have 2 more sea days, and then we go to Vava'u in Tonga, where you can see and buy local arts and crafts. And Nuku Alofa in Tonga is next. And there you can go out, you can enjoy the water, just being out swimming, head out to one of the small islands, see the palace of the King of Tonga. And then after that, we're going to head out to Cascade in Norfolk Island in Australia for nature and wild cliffs. It's a gorgeous part of the world to visit in. And then we'll end the tour when we get to Brisbane in Queensland in Australia, where you can visit the Lone Pine Koala Sanctuary to meet cute koalas, kangaroos and other Aussie animals before you fly home.
Well, it sounds wonderful, that, doesn't it? Well, I'll tell you what, should we have a look at what we can do to get you involved in this? It is absolutely wonderful. And what I would say to you is, you know, if you've got any questions, just give us a call. Just give us a call, 0808 2585 118. Or, of course, go to cruise118.com/TV. You can also, don't forget, scan that QR code. Just get your phone out and scan that QR code. It takes you straight to the deal. And you can read up all about it as well. There's nothing like seeing it for yourself, is there, and getting yourself involved. And if you've got any questions, if you want to stay longer in Australia or something like that, just get in touch with our team. They're all cruise experts and they know what they're talking about, and they'll help you get the very best holiday ever.
Well, that was a really good deal, John.
It was, wasn't it? Okay, where are we off to next?
Well, next we're going to see some local culture. Now let's take a look. Now, ancient traditions and cultures are present in modern day life in Polynesia everywhere. One of the best parts of this that you'll see and enjoy ashore and in the ports and on your ship too is Polynesian dancing. Now, all Polynesian traditions from different islands are linked, so they are similar in some ways to Polynesian hula dance, to Hawaiian hula dancing with Polynesian dancing. This is where stories are told through dance, but there's subtle differences in the main movements, how the hips sway and lift, the feet tap, and the arms and hands are used to help tell the story. It is beautiful, and it's usually accompanied by local musicians playing ukulele and drums with people singing. So if you get a chance to watch it, please do. And men and women have different moves and sometimes different roles in the dance, and fire dancing is part of the tradition in many islands. It symbolises the raw power of fire and is really impressive to watch. Now, my tip for this, if you see any dancing, music or singing happening ashore, is to go and watch it. There's loads of tours that you can take on Polynesian culture and learn more about that. You may be given a lei, a flower necklace, or a hei, which is a flower crown. And this is a sign of friendship, so always accept it if you're given that. You can even buy a hei in in the markets if you like, and your cabin will smell divine for the rest of the trip. And on the ship now, they have Polynesian ambassadors, such as Polynesian dances. They do language classes, drum classes, lei making, ukulele classes. My friend Hina is a Polynesian ambassador. Hi Hina. She taught me a lot about the culture here, and it's fantastic. So another tip I have for you is to check out movies. Now, before you go there, movies based on Bora Bora, you've got the old movie South Pacific. You've also got Moana. Now, Moana is a fantastic movie. I love it. It takes different parts from traditions from different islands in Polynesia and sort of puts it all together. So you get a nice flavour of it. So that kind of gets you in the mood for going there. And a lot of the songs are in Polynesian too, with actors from Polynesia. So it's very nice.
Yeah, well, that looks absolutely wonderful.
Yes, it does.
Yep. Now, our next place is particularly special to you, isn't it, Karen?
Yes, John. Next up, I'm going to tell you a little bit about my favourite place in all of Polynesia and all of the world. It's Bora Bora. Let's take a look. Now, Bora Bora is the best place to go, one of the best places to go snorkeling and diving. Now, this little tranquil scene shows you what it's like being underwater. It feels like you're on another planet completely, and you're completely removed from normal life, completely relaxed, perfect place to reset. And Bora Bora is a stunning island with a ring of coral reef around it, called an atoll, and it's the very essence of paradise to a lot of people. It's also where I went on honeymoon. It is absolutely beautiful, and a cruise that includes Bora Bora is, in my opinion, the ideal honeymoon. It's the most romantic place, and it's just a dream. Now, one of my favourite things to do here is to go out on a boat tour of the lagoon, which leave right from where your tender boat docks. Now, you can go to various parts of the sea to see reef fish, stingrays, and docile blacktip reef sharks in the inner reef, and you can go out to the outer reef at the drop-off point where the water gets deeper and they have more reef sharks and the elusive lemon sharks like we saw there. I took that photo. And most cruises have an overnight stay or a late night sail from Bora Bora, so you can watch these most beautiful sunsets from Matira Beach. This was one when I was there as well. You can also stay in an overwater bungalow for the night if you want to have that experience, or go back to the ship, whatever you want. But if you stay overnight, you get to see the sunrise at dawn, which is absolutely amazing. It's unforgettable. Now, I got some tips for you for Bora Bora. I would definitely recommend having Bora Bora in your itinerary when you go to cruise there. The nature, the views, the people are absolutely wonderful. And I've got lots of friends there. Yorana to everyone there. And Vaitapi Town is where the main shops and restaurants are. If you're a fan of the movie South Pacific, check out Bloody Mary's, which is a bar named after one of the characters. And they run free shuttle buses from the tender dock to there and back. It's about 3 miles away. They do dinner as well, and they do happy hour from 4 till 7. Great place to be at sunset. And there's little cafes and bars and supermarkets, just 5 minutes walk along the road from there. It's a great place to hang out. Matira Beach is wonderful. You also get this wonderful blend of France and Polynesia in the food, the sort of beautiful French way that it's set out with the Polynesian local ingredients. Now, my favourite thing to eat there is called poisson cru, which literally means raw fish. It's fish marinated in coconut milk with lemon and lime and salad. It is wonderful. You can go to different restaurants on the islands, but also you can go to the roulottes. Now, the roulottes are food trucks. Food is very cheap there. I would love to say the croissant cru and also steak frite, steak with fries, and you can get sauces with them. Roquefort cheese sauce, very nice and French, or also vanilla sauce, which is delicious.
Well, that sounds absolutely fantastic, and I think it's perfect time for our final deal in today's show. Our final deal is on the Celebrity Solstice, going for 17 nights on October the 1st, 2023, cruising from Honolulu to Hawaii, in Hawaii to Auckland in New Zealand, stopping at a multiple stunning islands in French Polynesia. Let's take a look at the ship. Well, we're going to have a great time on this ship as well. A look at various onboard venues. It's the Celebrity Solstice, so you'll see well taken care of. It's something for everybody, these. So there's loads to do on the days at sea. The spa is the place to relax and rejuvenate, and various cutting-edge treatments as well, plus relaxation rooms to make you feel brand new. You can keep fit on the cruise as well. Head to the fitness centre with floor-to-ceiling windows and classes throughout the day to inspire your workout. The Celebrity Solstice is the flagship for the fantastic Crency Salon, which you can get pampered and feel extra groomed for a great night on board or in port. Now the pool area on deck 12 is the place to relax outside, enjoying the weather with a drink or a snack if you wish. The adult only solarium is the place to unwind and really watch the cascading waters. Fantastic entertainment in the theatre every night with shows that include music, dance and comedy. It keeps everybody entertained. It's a great ship. I'll tell you what, should we have a look where we're going so we get you involved in it?
Absolutely. So we're going to fly you out from the UK to Honolulu in Hawaii, where you can visit the famous Waikiki Beach. And if you're feeling energetic, you can climb up the Diamond Head crater that you can see here. And then after that, we will have a few sea days and we'll head out to Moorea in French Polynesia, where you can take a tour into the mountains to see the vanilla and pineapple farms and enjoy the rainforest there. Then we have Papeete, the capital of Tahiti, where you can enjoy local food at the food trucks and get souvenirs in the market like we were talking about, or go out and see the waterfalls. Next up, we go to Raiatea, where you can see the ancient sites of the Polynesians and enjoy the blue waters. And then after that, we're going to head to New Zealand, to the wonderful Auckland, where you can visit the downtown area and the Sky Tower you can see here, or head over to Devonport for some old world charm.
Well, that sounds wonderful, doesn't it? Shall we have a look at the details so we can get you involved in this? This is, celebrity cruising. We're talking 5-star modern luxury. Now, if you've got any questions, give us a call, 0808 2585 118. And of course, if you want to extend your stay either before or after your cruise, we can arrange that. The QR code there on the bottom right-hand side of the screen, just scan that now with your phone. And you know what? It takes you straight to the deal. Straight to the deal. You get yourself involved, and that's what it's all about. We're here, we're the experts to make your holiday the best ever. So, why should you book with us? Well, it's really easy. We've got our best price guarantee. That means you'll always get the best price. Go to our website, it explains it all. We are the cruise experts. That's all we do. We do cruise and stay holidays and nothing else. We don't do country cottages and holiday camps and anything like that. When you book with us, you're booking with confidence because you know we're ABTA and ATOL bonded. Now that means your money is secure. And what I would also say is go and have a look at our reviews. These are independent reviews from people who've used us and used our service, and they're not linked to us in any way apart from they're our customers. And then of course what you've got to remember is when you're booking with us, we're part of the world's largest cruise retailer. Not just the biggest in town and the biggest on the high street, the world's largest cruise retailer, so you know you're going to get a really good deal.
Well, that was a little taste of Polynesia for you today, with some of the best things to taste, including pineapple, vanilla bean, breadfruit, to the most perfect turquoise waters, the fragrant local flowers, and living traditions in the music, the tattoos, the leis, the haze, and dance, and the natural beauty and the famous friendly Polynesian welcome that make this one of the most incredible places to cruise to. So that was it from Polynesia, and hi to all my friends there. And thank you for joining us this week as we showed you some of the very special ports in the beautiful area of Polynesia.
And of course, we've got some of the best cruise deals. Now, the cruise deals that we've seen are just some of them. If you want to head over to the website, cruise118.com, and just search away. There's loads more cruises, and of course, give our team a call. The numbers on the bottom of the screen, they're there for you anytime you want, just to help you out. Because remember, we are the cruise experts, and there's no such thing as a silly question. There really isn't. If you've got anything niggling, you want to know about visas or something like that, give us a call. We can do it all, because that's what we do at Cruise 118. We work 52 weeks of the year to make your 2 weeks that extra special. Or even up to 34 nights if you go on one of the longer cruises, which would be good, wouldn't it? Listen, that's all we've got time for this week. We'll see you next week, but in the meantime, carry on cruising.
Nana.